and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2023 Lenape Business Honor Society induction. My name is Joseph DeJulius, and I am the very proud assistant principal of Lenape High School. Tonight is a very special occasion for the Business Education Department as we induct 67 new members into this elite society. It is also a very proud moment for me as I have the privilege of supervising the department after teaching business education for 11 years. Joining us this evening is our esteemed faculty, Mrs. Megan Cashman, Mrs. Jamie Kent, Mrs. Stephanie DeVello, Mrs. Elaine Riches, Mr. Michael Smith, Mr. Jerry Swindell, Mr. Lewis Waldorf, and Mrs. Dina Wolf. Please join me in thanking our teachers for all that they do on behalf of our students. In today's rapidly growing and changing economy, students need to cope not only with the complexities of academics, but the practical necessities of saving and investing, handling consumer and credit issues, and operating a business. With over 20 courses and 2 career and technical student organizations to choose from, students in the business education program learn life skills necessary for economic success, use technology to access and create information, expand their educational opportunities, develop marketable skills and habits to apply to any career, acquire international business knowledge, foster an entrepreneurial attitude, and broaden their lifelong work and study options. Tonight's inductees represent excellence in business, and we are pleased to recognize them this evening. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Daria Torres. Daria Torres is the managing partner of Walls Torres Group, a management consulting and leadership development firm she founded in 2004. She also serves as an adjunct faculty member and frequent speaker at a number of local business schools, including the Wharton Business School at Penn, the Rutgers University School of Business in Camden, and Drexel University's LeBeau School of Business. Ms. Torres is a trusted advisor to an array of well-known Fortune 500 companies and other global organizations, and she is a recognized expert on strategy, leadership, and governance. She's been featured widely in a number of business podcasts, as well as in TV and radio interviews featuring her insights. Active in her community, Ms. Torres enjoys mentoring rising professionals through her lifetime affiliations with Girl Scouts of the USA, the National Black MBA Association, and the National Society of Black Engineers, to name a few. Her academic background includes an undergraduate double major in systems engineering and economics from the University of Virginia, as well as a dual master's degree in systems engineering and business from Penn. Finally, and most importantly, she is blessed to be the parent of 2 Lenape Business Honor Society members, Javon, class of 2020, and Devin, class of 2023. Please welcome Daria Torres.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm really, first of all, proud. I'm really proud of all the honorees. It might feel like to them it's just another average night in the auditorium where they gather frequently, but I would submit to you that that's not all this is. I want you to think about tonight being inducted into Lenape's Business Honor Society as an essential piece in your puzzle. You might be thinking, how can you say that, Ms. Torres? Well, what would happen if you're putting together a puzzle and one of those pieces was missing? You couldn't do it. So that's what tonight is. Tonight is a piece of their life puzzle. And everyone in this room has a different life puzzle. Some of our pieces will overlap, but when your puzzle is done, it will not look like anyone else's. The key is to keep putting your puzzle together and not to worry about anyone else's but yours. So again, I'd like to greet the inductees. I'd like to thank Mr. DeJulius for this invitation to speak briefly, and I do mean briefly, I promise. The students probably did not bring a pen and paper, but they may want to jot down 4 insights, maybe on their phones or maybe in their minds, because I will keep it brief, and they're just 4 things that I'd like to share from my life puzzle to the point that I've completed it. First, maintain your own personal C-suite. So just as a refresher, you know, a C-suite are the executives who run a company. They make all the big decisions, the CEO, the COO, the CMO. And I would argue that each of you need a personal C-suite, but who's in it? You want 3 key roles. You want a chief cheerleader, you want a chief critic, and you want a chief connector. The cheerleader is that person who's always rooting you on no matter what. They're always in your corner. Some of those cheerleaders for you are probably out here and they're excited to see you up on the stage, but you probably have other cheerleaders too. Now the critic is going to tell you what you're missing. They're going to point out flaws. They're going to deliver some hard truths. But those are the things you need to close blind spots and address any deficiencies that might be holding you back or getting in your way from where you'd like to go. And I said there was one more, a chief connector. They know people. They have access to things, whether that's knowledge, events, opportunities, and this is important. They're willing to open their relationships and their resources to you. So some people will say, do these all have to be different people? Can they be the same person? It's really hard for one person to play all 3 of those roles, so that's why it's important to have a portfolio of relationships in your network and make sure you have all 3 of those chief roles covered. So in your personal C-suite, that's point 1, have cheerleaders, critics, and connectors. Second point, follow the platinum rule. You've probably heard of the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We're going to upgrade that, and we're going to make golden rule platinum rule. So what's the rule? I'm going to tell you. The platinum rule is to do unto others as they would do unto themselves. What does that mean? It means that as you encounter people in your future studies, in your career, you're going to be interacting with a very wide range of people, with all sorts of backgrounds and experiences and customs and preferences. And if you keep this platinum rule in mind, thinking about the other person's wants and needs and interests, you will find yourself much more likely to build meaningful connections and establish relationships across a wide range of boundaries. As much as we might like it to always be about us, it's not. So we have to pay attention to what really matters to other people, on the simple things and on the deeper things. That mindset will take you the farthest. So follow the platinum rule. That's number 2. Number 3, we're halfway there. Expand your arena. What is an arena? You might think that means continuous learning, and in part it does, but there's a very specific definition of arena that I'd like to offer. Your arena are things that you know about yourself that also align with what others know about you. You know it about yourself, and other people also know it about you. And the argument is build your arena because you're going to have the most followership if you're authentic in that way. You can only expand your arena in 2 directions: by closing your blind spots, right? Or by sharing more of yourself, being vulnerable. So that means ask for feedback and self-disclose to the extent that you're comfortable, because with that expanded arena, you're going to make the most meaningful connections and be the kind of leader that people want to follow. 4th point, and this was a tough one because I limited myself to 4, and there were a lot more I could have picked, but I picked one more, and that's focus on the windshield. Focus on the windshield. So what does that mean? It's a metaphor for when you're sitting in the driver's seat of a car, right? You can look at your side view mirrors, right, and you see what's happening around you. You can look at your rear view mirror and see what's behind you. But where is the biggest vantage point? Where do you have the best, clearest view? It's through the windshield. And what's through the windshield? It's your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, your hopes, your vision for yourself. So if you spend too much time looking to the side at what other people are doing, or if you spend too much time looking back at what could have been different or what should have happened, you're losing that time, that important time to focus on what's ahead of you in your windshield. So the last and final point, this bonus point, is always put your best foot forward. Stay on your toes, because you never know when there's something wonderful, unexpected around the corner. All right? Good luck and congratulations to all of you, and I hope you thank all these beautiful people who are here to support you. Why don't we all give them a round of applause and you all a round of applause.
Thank you, Daria. Let's give Daria another round of applause. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome the Lenape Business Honor Society Advisor, Mrs. Dina Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. DeJulius. Welcome. I want to express the business department's pride in seeing so many members being inducted into the Lenape Business Honor Society. The purpose of the Lenape Business Honor Society is to recognize high-achieving students in the area of business education. Each member being inducted tonight has taken at least 3 business education courses and received an A in all 3. Each new inductee will receive a certificate of achievement and an honor cord to be worn at graduation. We would now like to present the newest class of the Lenape Business Honor Society. They have met the requirements of membership as established by the Business Education Department. We accept you as candidates for membership in the Lenape Business Honor Society. Do you understand and pledge to uphold the integrity of the Lenape Business Honor Society? Please answer, I do. I do. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Jamie Kent, who will go through the oath.
Good evening. Joining the Lenape Business Honor Society is a time to commit to the ideals for which the Honor Society stands. Let us recite the membership oath together, which can be found on the back of your program. So members, please stand. And please recite in unison a few lines at a time. I believe in the you guys do it too. Not me. I believe in the purposes of the Lenape Business Honor Society, its commitment to excellence and the moral values in which it encompasses. As a member of the society, I pledge. Thank you. Congratulations. You can sit. So now will the candidates please come forward one graduating class at a time after your name is called to receive your certificate and honor cord. So sophomores, you're up first. Lauren Calden. Ami Chauhan. Juliana Khan. Michael Khan? No? Wait, Nicholas? Ben? Nathan Meyer? And Rachel Ross. Juniors, you can stand.
right, it's my pleasure to announce the junior inductees. Andrew Atanasio. Elizabeth Campbell. Kaylee Carson. Lindsay Catlett. Jacob Cohen. Kennedy Dancy. Sophia Gigliotti. Allison Goldbacher. Angelina Green. Morgan Hahn. Grant Hunter. Muhammad Afan Ibrahim. Aiden Imran Sheikh. Isabel Cantor. Carson Case. Jind Kaur. Sahaj Kaur. Simarneet Cardew. Carter Mansfield. Lucas Minato. Jayla Mosley Spurrell. Nicholas Pappas. Ishan Patel. Ariana Pranaj. Brett Rowe. Jaden Sawyer. Andrew Shank. Zoe Sutherland. Angelina Tolentino. And TJ Vole. Please give a round of applause for our junior inductees.
All right, at this time, we'll announce our seniors. Jonathan Edelman. Rachel Cilarito. Victoria Conrad. Danielle Davenport. Valentine Deepawa. Nikhil Gowda. Olivia Hartman. Jessica Hollander. James Lipsky. Will McLear. Matthew Nishelski. Miles Newman. Trevi Nichols. Emma O'Neill. Rishi Patel. Pratik Patel. Ryan Pearson. Luke Sisolak. Ethan Steinberg. Jessica Thomas. Sean Turok. Crystal Toomis. Alexandria Williams. Let's give our seniors a round of applause. I'd like to invite Ms. Riches to the podium.
Good evening. It is with great pleasure that I declare you members of the Lenape Business Honor Society. We are proud and happy to have you as members.